So here's something you can do to your 2004 Pontiac Montana. It just makes the tires and rims look a little bit better. If you're going to rotate your own tires anyways, you might as well take the effort to do this. Doesn't take much. To rotate your tires, or even if you're going to change your tire, be careful on the Pontiac Montana rims, these little plastic caps. They'll come right off, and you use your tool provided with the vehicle. You just put it on there and they break loose, but they break loose real easy. Where the word of caution comes in is whenever you go to put them back on, don't over tighten them because they will strip out so easy. So you put it back on there and you get it finger tight, and then what I like to do is I just keep my wrench straight out, put it on there, and just squeeze just enough so it's snug, and stop. If you try to torque on it, you'll spin it out and you'll strip it out, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're going to have to get you a new one. And even when you break them loose, they should be about right there. They should have very little pressure on them. They should come off real easy. When you put them back on, just snug them up and you're done. It's a pretty nice accent point to the rims. I like them. But I learned you got to be careful with them. Now I'm sure most people know this about tires, but it's worth mentioning. So when you put your tire back on, put your rim back on the studs, finger tighten all your lug nuts all the way around. Now when you go to snug them up, what you want to do is you want to do it in a star pattern. So for instance, this one here, I'm going to snug down. And then I'm not going to go to this one. I'm going to jump over to this one right here. And I will snug it down. Then I'll cross over to this one. And you want to do this if you have to change a tire out on the road or anything like that. You always want to use a star pattern. Snug this one up. And this one. Now, the tire's still jacked up. So at this point right here, what I will do is I'll go in here and change my wrench from straight on. So I got a little bit more leverage. And I'll put it on there. And see, now that one has become really loose again. That's the rim settling on the hub itself. Torque it down a little bit. Use my star pattern again. Torque it down. Come over here. Torque it down. Come up here. Torque it down. Come up there. Now at this point, what I will let my jack down until the tire hits the ground, but I won't put all the weight on it just yet. Then I'll go back and I will tighten them all up, make sure they're good and tight, and then I'll let the weight all the way down for good. And then I'll check it one more time. That's how you make sure your rim is seated on your hub correctly. So here's that little accent detail I'm going to do before I put the tire back on. The rim has always kind of bothered me because when the tire's on, through the rim you can see the rusted drum. And it's not that big of a deal. I'm fixing the 2004 Pontiac Montana to look really good. I don't know. It's just kind of bothered me, and since I'm taking the time to go ahead and rotate the tires anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wire brush this a little bit, wipe it down, spray it with some tractor equipment paint. So the first thing I'll do is put a drop cloth down. Then I'll take a little towel like this and I'll cover up my brand new KYB super strong shock in the back. These gloves are nice. I got these at O'Reilly's Auto Parts. They're $25 for 50 pairs of them, or 100 gloves. And they're pretty nice. I like them. I use them for my painting business. But what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of painter's tape like this, and I just wrap the studs. I'd rather not paint threads. I believe the lug nut would probably still go on okay, but I just like going ahead and taping them up. Doesn't take but a second. Makes for a happy little stud on there. And then I'll just take a little wire brush like this one right here. And I just go around and just grooves. I'll hit each one of those grooves all the way around. Just like that. And that's just kind of roughing it up. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to eventually rust again. But you know what? It's nice little details like this. I get a lot of compliments on my 2004 Pontiac Montana. And I think it's because of little details like this that I do that make it look pretty nice. You know, it's getting to be a pretty old vehicle, 2004. You know, it's getting some years on it. And around this part of the country, southern Indiana, you really don't see hardly any of these. You might in other areas of the country, but it's rare for me to see a Pontiac Montana 2004 going down the road. Most of them, I guess, have either broke down or they were crashed or something. But I'm finding it to be a pretty nice vehicle. And I'm willing to invest the money and keep fixing it up, because it's a nice travel machine. So very comfortable. It is completely comfortable going down the road. Big enough to sleep in. I've got my rack on top. I can haul my boats and stuff with it. It's stealth. It's like a ghost going down the road. Nobody notices a 2004 Pontiac Montana unless you're a car person. And that is one thing that I have noticed, is there's a lot of guys will come up and I'll see them, they'll be eyeing the machine sitting out there, because it's, number one, it's a Pontiac, which is pretty cool, and number two, it's in good shape, and I plan to keep it that way. So see, that's all it takes. I'm just roughing that up a little bit. Okay, I got my little fan going right over here. That's important. That'll blow all the little fumes right out. I've got it all wire brushed down. It's ready to go. Got my mask on. Now here's what I'm using right here. And this is pretty good. This is Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement, because you know most farm equipment has got rust on it. And so this right here is going to work pretty good. This is some pretty tough paint right here. Hello, Jazz. Come here, Jazz. So I'll put that first coat on there, and I'll wait here a few minutes. Just put one more coat on it, and I'll put the tire back on and be ready to go. Most people would never notice it, but I guess when it's your vehicle and you're proud of it and you're taking care of it, you notice little things like that. And the amount of effort that it's taken to do it is minimal. Absolutely minimal. Good to go. Rock and roll. Here's a picture of the Montana loaded up with my painting equipment. You can see it doubles up. It's a camping vehicle, an office, and also a great painting vehicle. All my equipment in here, 3 doors to access it. It's pretty nice. Okay, so there you go. To me, it looks a lot better, and it's well worth the extra 15 minutes or so, a half a can of paint for both of them. If I was a betting man, I would say nobody would ever come up and go, whoa, dude, those rims, those drums look good. But I'll always notice it when I walk up to it. 2004 Pontiac Montana. Got 3 different projects done today, so I'm pretty happy with that. All right, well, I appreciate you coming to the channel. That's LAF Space Film Fest. That's capital LAF. Space Film Fest. Hey, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you would. Bam! So I can continue to put out these awesome videos for you. And I'll be talking to you on the next video.